Thank you for joining today's session. Back to Basics, Adobe Acrobat and Microsoft integrations. It's now my pleasure to introduce your first presenter for today, Tulika Gupta. Welcome, Tulika.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today to learn more on Back to Basics, Adobe Acrobat and Microsoft integrations. We have exciting content lined up to showcase how Adobe Acrobat works in harmony with Microsoft integrations. I am Tulika Gupta, Senior Product Marketing Manager at Adobe. Today, I'm joined by my colleague, Calvin Johnson, Global Field Go-to-Market Solution Manager here at Adobe. Hi, Calvin.
Hey, Tulika. Hey, everybody that's joining us. Really excited to be here with all of you guys and really excited to dive in on these really great topics that we have lined up for you today.
Calvin, it's great to have you here. So audience, as you may know, Document Cloud at Adobe covers Acrobat, Acrobat Sign, and Acrobat Services. Today, we will zoom in and learn more about Acrobat and dive into demos that cover how you can get the most with Acrobat while using Microsoft apps. We'll focus these demos on how to do more where the work gets done, in real time while collaborating, how to ensure security and compliance, in other words, making sure your data is protected, and how to boost your productivity by saving time and reducing context switching. We will then bring it all together with a demo. The apps we will cover are the ones you probably use every day, such as Microsoft Teams, Microsoft Purview Information Protection, Outlook, SharePoint, OneDrive, Word, Excel, and more. So let's get started. Documents are how work gets done. Whether it's the business of corporation or nonprofit, the functioning of government, or the work of students and educators, the currency of work is the document. It is how we capture an idea, refine it, and publish it. These may be laws, financial statements, business agreements, employment contracts, school transcripts, or medical records. The most vital information in our lives is captured in documents. And the format for secure, reliable documents is the PDF. Not only do PDFs hold critical business information, the PDF is also the world's most popular business document format. Trillions of PDFs are shared across email, cloud, and web today. However, not all PDFs are alike. Low-fidelity PDFs are inconsistent, unreliable, and could pose security or compliance risks. Because these documents are produced with low-cost PDF applications, they may not display information properly and could lack certain compression capabilities. As a result, they can't be used to automate processes, they waste staff time through manual searches, have high security risks, and deliver poor quality experiences. Now, we also recognize the challenge of modern work, the proliferation of apps in everyday work, global round-the-clock collaboration, context switching across multiple UIs, logins, and devices. All of the advancements in empowering employees with new capabilities is coupled with complexity and the risk of overloading users. Our approach has been to meet users where they're working, studying, or browsing. We bring the richest document experience to the desktop of knowledge workers, but also empower the frontline worker with a smart experience on mobile. By standardizing on Acrobat across your organization, teams can easily view, edit, collaborate, and transact on document workflows, including e-signatures, without ever leaving the app or the environment you're working in. We've taken digital documents to the cloud, with your files following you from desktop to mobile to web and throughout integrations, apps, and add-ins across the Microsoft ecosystem. This implies no learning curves for employees, no difficult deployments, and no complicated integrations. The result is a more mobile workforce, data-driven customer interactions, and more value from your Microsoft and Acrobat investments. Adobe is for all, and we want to empower everyone with the best document experience wherever they are. Now, without delaying any further, let's dive into the context for our first demo. Microsoft Teams is where work gets done. Whether it is scheduling meetings, interacting on channels, or following up with peers through chats. Documents are how work gets done. Adobe Acrobat for Microsoft Teams brings them together. It brings the richest PDF viewing experience to every Teams user, enabling a better reading experience in the subtlest way, such as being able to rotate a page, while also ensuring the document is rendered exactly as the author intended. All too often, work is interrupted or critical information missed because a document element like a comment or a sticky note is not rendered by a PDF alternative. As inventors and pioneers of the PDF format, Adobe ensures the highest fidelity experience. Also, previously in Teams, you had to pick Acrobat as your choice of app for opening the PDF. We're excited to share that Acrobat can be set as the default app for PDFs in Teams by your Teams admin. What this essentially means is that you can now open a PDF that has been shared with you in Teams with the Acrobat viewer directly. Collaboration is really unblocked when we activate Acrobat services. Every user at no cost can unblock the ability to collaborate. They can annotate, draw, highlight, add sticky notes and comments, opening up Teams as a place for collaboration and co-authoring of PDFs. We are democratizing these features, and we haven't forgotten our power users either. Acrobat for Teams is not just a PDF reader. The same app is made for users with Acrobat Pro entitlements for the final mile actions of protecting, compressing, and converting documents for publication. These enhanced collaboration capabilities streamline a wide range of document workflows and make incorporating feedback easier and more efficient. But you know what's the best part? Even if your organization has some users with premium Acrobat licenses, you can assign free Acrobat Reader to the rest of the users and bring everyone, including contractors in your organization, on the same platform to collaborate instead of the endless back and forth emails and the multiple file versions you end up managing because of reviewers having to go sequentially. So Calvin, could you share more with our viewers?
Absolutely, Tulika. Thank you for that setup. Really excited to be talking about such a great theme as collaboration. I know this is really important to every one of us. I know on a day-to-day basis, I'm often collaborating with my colleagues, often overlooking, reviewing documents that they're sharing with me. And I'm often looking for feedback and comments from my colleagues as well on documents that I'm building, because there's really nothing better than a fresh perspective and a fresh set of eyes to make sure that my documents are looking good. So what I want to do today is take you through a little bit of a demo and show you how easy it is to collaborate on documents using our Acrobat application directly within Microsoft Teams. So we can continue to focus on consolidating all of our work in just our most important workspaces. So let me get into this demo today. What I'm going to do is show how directly within Teams we can share documents for review and collect feedback in a couple of different ways. All right, so we're in Teams. I am a member of the legal team who is drafting and document a new sales contract. I have been working on that, and now I am ready to share that for review with my colleagues. So rather than send this over an email to a number of different people, run the risk of having them download it and edit those separately in parallel, I'm going to go ahead and share this document right in Teams in a collaborative space. So everybody's working on the document, and I can track all comments in a single place. So to do this, I'm going to set up a new conversation, and I'm going to click on these three dots right here to call in the Adobe Acrobat integration. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select a document to share in my chat for review. So what you see is I pull this up, I see all of the files that I have available within my Teams chat. I can also pull in files from my OneDrive or even from my computer. Right now, I'm going to pull in a document from my Teams channel. This is the latest agreement template that I've been working on. So I'm going to open that up. And that creates a link. That creates a card right within my chat, and I'm going to send a quick note to my teammates. Hey team, please review this document at your earliest convenience. All right, now I'm going to share that document in the chat. Now everybody on my team has access to this document. So let's see what it looks like for my teammates as they are receiving this document. I'll pull up the Teams window of my colleague, Alan, and you can see he's just received a message from Megan sharing the document and with a note here that says, hey, please review this document at your earliest convenience. So to access this document, all I have to do is click to open the document. And this opens an Acrobat reader directly within Teams. So now I can review the document with the high quality viewing environment of Adobe Acrobat. And I can start looking through it and I can start to make comments as necessary, right? So I'm going to add a comment here and say, hey, can we add our latest branding logo? I'm going to highlight this copy right here. I'm going to say, change this text to our company branding. I'm going to keep scrolling through the document, see if there's anything else that's interesting here. I'm going to circle this section and add a note. Let's remove this section. I'm going to add another note here. Can we fill in this blank space? And now we'll go ahead and close that out. I've run my review of the document. I've provided my feedback. So now we've shared the document out with our colleague and shown the experience of Alan opening the document within Teams, providing some feedback, providing some comments. So we're hopping back into Megan's Teams environment to see how she can track the activity of her colleagues as they provide their feedback. So we also have an Adobe Acrobat application directly within Teams. She can click to open that app. And within the chat tab on the Acrobat app, she can see notifications coming in real time, indicating the comments that her colleagues are making on the document. And as she sees these coming in, she sees the precise notes and she can click to open each one of them to see the comments directly within the document. So let's click to open this one. We can see all the comments that her colleagues have been making on the document. All right, so let's hop back into the Teams chat where she shared the document originally. So we showed how you can share a document for review within chat, but there are other options as well for posting a document, for soliciting feedback on documents in Teams. We can also create a new separate tab specifically dedicated to posting the document for collaboration. So I'm going to click to create a tab. I'm going to click again on the Adobe Acrobat icon. And again, I can select documents from my team channel, from my OneDrive, or from my computer. Let's pull up the same document that we were working on before, the agreement template. I've selected to post to the channel about this tab. So as soon as I save this, everybody on my team will receive a notification about this new document that's available for review in this tab. Okay, so we'll go back into the post for the team, and you can see everybody has received a notification. Hey, check out this tab at the top of the channel. Here's that new tab. And here's the same document with the same Acrobat reader tools and the same collaboration options that we had before for commenting, highlighting, and marking up the document. Okay, Tulika, well, I hope you enjoyed that demo of some of the great features of Acrobat integrated within Teams. Hopefully you're thinking about all the ways that you can use those tools for simple collaboration in your next group project.
Thanks, Calvin. And while I have you here, let's answer some of the frequently asked questions.
Fire away.
So, where do the files our team is collaborating on live? Are they stored in Teams? If not, where?
That's a really great question. So when we're working on these documents within Teams, if we pull documents from our Teams and channel files, we're working on that original document and it remains within that storage location on Teams. Now, if we pull in a document from OneDrive or from our computer, we'll then create a copy, a separate collaborative document, and share that within Teams so everybody can work on and track the document in the Teams environment.
Another one for you. I have Acrobat Reader. If I upgrade to a premium Acrobat license, what features will I get access to?
Yep, that's a really good question. So with a free Acrobat Reader account, you are able to access the Acrobat application within Teams, and you're able to use it to open documents with the PDF reader. You're able to comment on documents, highlight those, and mark those up. Now, if you have an Acrobat Standard or Pro license, you're able to do all of that, but also gain access to a couple of additional Acrobat tools within Teams. With the Standard or Pro license, you're able to export documents to PDF. You're able to convert documents from PDF to other formats. You're able to organize pages. You're able to compress documents. You're even able to protect PDFs with password protection, for example.
Those were great questions. So thank you, Calvin, for answering those. Now let's shift gears to learning more on ensuring security and compliance. Organizations demand best-in-class security, compliance, and information protection to ensure only critical stakeholders can view, manage, and approve high-value business documents such as PDFs. Historically, Acrobat has provided users the ability to add passwords or use certificates to make sure sensitive information in confidential documents, such as partnership agreements, service contracts, and purchase orders, stay secure. But with the increasing need for security for digital assets, we see Microsoft Purview information protection in Adobe Acrobat as fundamental and game-changing for organizations. Information protection already classifies and protects Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, and PowerPoint presentations. This integration brings the same classification, labeling, and protection already available in these Office file formats to PDFs via Acrobat. Adobe Acrobat and Reader apps started supporting consistent viewing of PDFs protected by Microsoft Purview information protection back in 2018. But we recently launched the native capability, which means no plugin installation required, to apply and edit information protection sensitivity labels and policies to your PDFs within the desktop version of Acrobat. This is available for Acrobat Pro or standard licenses. So now, over to you, Calvin, for more.
Okay, thanks again, Tulika. Another really great topic. Document security. We know that a lot of organizations and a lot of individuals are accustomed to storing and saving their documents within tightly controlled spaces like a SharePoint or a OneDrive. And this is a really great step. It can definitely go a long way to protecting documents, protecting access to those documents. But we need to think about what happens to those documents when they get beyond the walls of a OneDrive or a SharePoint, for example. And that's where we're going to focus today, is applying protections at the document level. So we're ensured that wherever our document travels, we know that it's protected. We know that the controls that we apply for different types of documents for different groups within our companies, they are recognized and those are applied throughout the journey of each of these documents. So we know that a really common tool set that organizations use for protecting different types of documents is Microsoft Purview Information Protection sensitivity labels. These labels are really critical for controlling the way that we protect these different documents, controlling which groups, which types of users have access to different documents, and which types of actions they can take with those documents as well. So Adobe Acrobat and Microsoft have been working closely together to bring the capabilities of Microsoft Purview Information Protection and sensitivity labels directly into Acrobat, so we can apply these labels at the point of document creation to make sure that they are safe at all times. And applying these labels within Acrobat, incredibly simple. Let me show you how we do that now. So I've got a project proposal for Global Core that I've opened up within my Acrobat desktop application. We see a set of tools over here on the right. I'm going to go ahead and click onto Protect. And we'll see a couple of different options arise over here. We have the option to apply password protection using native Acrobat security tools, but we also have this icon right here, giving us the choice to select a Microsoft sensitivity label. So for this document, we're going to go ahead, click to select a sensitivity label. And now we'll see all of the different sensitivity labels that have been created and configured for my organization. Now, this will be different for every different company. Each company will go through the effort of setting their own scopes, their own levels of controls, their own sensitivity labels that control the way that documents are marked, control the way that documents are accessible to different user groups. But for the end user who's working within Acrobat, they don't have to worry about that. All they have to do is simply click to select a sensitivity label, and the options that have been configured for their organization are all laid out right here. So this project proposal will say that this is a restricted document. So we'll click to apply the restricted label to our document. All right. So now that we've applied that label, you can see that the document has been sealed, and you can see that we have headers and footers denoting that this document contains restricted information. Now, these headers and footers were configured specifically for this restricted sensitivity label. But like I said before, each organization has the option to determine their own controls. So they can determine if sensitivity labels will apply headers or watermarks or encryption. And all of that is applied simply by selecting those sensitivity labels within Acrobat. So at the point of creation within Acrobat, users are able to apply these protections. So the protections associated with the selected label carries along with this PDF, no matter where it is emailed, no matter where it is opened. Those controls are present so companies can feel safe that their documents are in good shape. So this is looking at protection with sensitivity labels within Acrobat, but also take a look at options for securing documents that we're looking at within Teams. So I'm going to pull up Teams again, and I'm going to pull up that Adobe Acrobat application that I shared before. And you can see when we open up the application, we have a number of tools that are available for performing actions on our documents. I'm going to click to protect a document. I can select a file to protect. I can select from a number of different storage locations. Let's select from my team chat. We'll select this project proposal, and we will set a password on the document. I'm not setting a very good password for my demo here, but you can see that the Acrobat app keeps me honest and grades the quality of the password that I'm applying. All right, I'm going to go ahead and set that password. And now anybody who goes to open this document will be prompted to enter this password before they open the document. And there's access to the document. So as you can see, again, Acrobat, Microsoft working together to ensure a high level of document security and protection. Within Acrobat, we can apply sensitivity labels that your organization has configured. And within Teams and SharePoint, we can also apply Acrobat password protection as well. So Talika, you can be ensured with these new tools that any document that you create, you will be able to control, protect very tightly.
Thanks, Calvin. That was a great overview. Now let's address some questions around Microsoft Purview Information Protection. Is this a replacement for Azure Information Protection Unified Labeling Client?
This is a replacement. The AIP client requires a plugin, and with this support and Acrobat, no additional plugin is required with Acrobat Pro and Standard. So the sensitivity label is embedded directly within Acrobat.
Thanks, Calvin. Does this integration support mandatory labeling? Can I restrict someone from printing a sensitive document?
Great question. Yes, this does support mandatory labeling. It even supports default labeling as well. And those controls would be configured by administrators of Microsoft Purview Information Protection. Anything that has been, and any controls that have been applied at that administrator level will flow through to Acrobat. And yes, as well, when configuring sensitivity labels, you do have the option to restrict the ability to print documents according to the label that has been applied.
Another question that we get asked is, could you provide an example of who this could be useful for?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think this is such a widely applicable tool set. We have a number of customers that work with sensitive documents, such as tax documents that contain a lot of important personally identifiable information, critical pieces of data that their customers would not permit to be shared. So these documents are applying sensitivity labels to each of these documents to make sure that their customer's PII is not available to anybody who gets their hands on these documents.
I think we covered a lot of depth with this integration. So thanks, Calvin, for helping our audience understand this better. Let's move to our third pillar on boosting productivity. Adobe and Microsoft have come together to unite data, content, and processes, helping you transform your business and deliver the great experiences you expect while boosting your efficiency and productivity. To be productive individually and as an organization in a hybrid digital-first world needs us to achieve more online effectively. Acrobat helps bring the tools to where you are getting the work done, whether that is the web, mobile, or desktop, and in whichever environment you are working in, whether that is OneDrive, SharePoint, Outlook, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, or Teams. If you need to take your productivity to the next level by automating repetitive processes, we also have Acrobat Services APIs, which bring a set of powerful cloud-based APIs to integrate multi-step document workflows into any application. So now, back to you, Calvin, to share more on how our audience can work with PDFs in their Microsoft apps.
All right. Thank you, Tulika. And who doesn't like to think about ways that they can accomplish more work more quickly in their day to day? And we're all working with documents so frequently, and there are such a wide variety of actions that we need to perform on these documents to ready them for a number of different situations. And we've been using Acrobat for so long to take care of all of these document needs. I've got Acrobat open right now, and just quickly we can see such a wide range of different actions that we could perform on documents to prepare them for all of the different situations that we face on a day-to-day basis. But what's really great about the way that we are thinking about these capabilities with Microsoft is how can we combine these capabilities? How can we bring these capabilities directly to the most critical workspaces within the Microsoft Office environment? As we talk to companies, integration is such a critical theme when thinking about productivity. We know IT administrators are thinking so much about how they can simplify the user experience of their teams at work, how they can reduce the amount of applications that our individuals are using on a regular basis. So that with that in mind, let's take a look at how we can leverage all of these great tools from Acrobat directly within our most important workspaces and zones within the Microsoft environment. So first, let's open up Teams again. Let's take a look at the Adobe Acrobat app within Teams. So this is really amazing, this application that we have here. I myself spend so much time in Teams responding to queries, requests, and questions from my colleagues, often related to documents. And with this Adobe Acrobat app in Teams, we basically have all of the PDF tools, all of the capabilities that I just shared with you in the Acrobat desktop application right here directly within Acrobat. We can export documents to PDF. We can convert PDFs to different types of documents. We can combine files, organize files, compress PDFs. Let's take a look at how we can use one of these tools. For example, let's look at combining files within this app at Teams. So we'll click to combine files. We can pull in documents directly from our Teams channel. So I'm going to pull down to my sales team folder, and I'm going to look at a couple of documents that our team has been working on related to a launch of a new product, actually, an X150 printer. So we've got a couple of documents here. We've got a PowerPoint, a brochure. We've got a document that is a press release, Word document. And we've got a product roadmap. So I want to pull these together as all really critical files, all related to the release of this new product. We're going to go ahead and click to combine those documents of different types, PowerPoint, Word, PDF. I'm going to rename this file New Printer X1050 Launch Kit. All right, we're going to select all of these documents. Now I could open up the individual documents that I'm adding to combine, and I could delete any page that I would like. I can reorder the documents that I am including in this brochure. And I'm going to go ahead and now click to combine these documents. All right, and so now we have a brand new combined PDF with all of those documents available. And I could take this document and share it directly with my team again for review, but that's not what we're aiming to do right now. We just wanted to collapse these documents to create a consolidated launch kit for the new printer. All right, so that's Teams. Now, what about SharePoint? So let's look again into our documents in SharePoint. And we've got a number of documents again here related to certain components of our marketing strategy, right? So we've got a PowerPoint looking at our branding assets. We've got a PDF focused on our cross-cultural and international marketing strategy. And we've also got another Word document focused on our product overview strategies. All right, so I've selected a couple of critical documents, and now we can start to take some action on them. We've got an Adobe Document Cloud icon right here at this top ribbon. If I drop that down, I can click to combine those files. Alternatively, maybe I just want to take this PDF and convert this to a different formula, a different format for the document. So I can open up the options here, drop down to Document Cloud, and I can organize the pages. I can export this to a different format. Same thing, if I click on this Word document right here, I can click on Adobe Document Cloud as well, click to create that PDF. And you'll see that these different options here are changing depending on the type of document and the combination of documents that I'm selecting. These smart suggestions really help users figure out the most likely action that they'll take on these documents. But let's look at this PDF and let's look at organizing the pages from SharePoint. So I've got a document here with many different pages here. And I'm realizing before I share this out that I want to edit this PDF, right? So I can click on certain pages and I can delete those pages. I can reorder the document, or, if I look up here, I see that I've got some pages that are in landscape view and now others that are in portrait. So if I want to align all of these, I can rotate individual pages, reorder, delete, all very common actions that we'll want to take on documents that without a tool like this would require opening multiple applications, spending a lot of time. But I clicked on the document right within SharePoint, opened it up, performed the edits that I needed to, and now I'm going to save this new version of the document. So we've looked at Teams, we've looked at SharePoint. In OneDrive, we also have Document Cloud capabilities built right in. We can convert documents to PDF. We can combine files. And the same thing throughout the Microsoft suite. We open up Word. We have the ability to create PDFs from Word. If we open up Excel, we can also create PDFs. And we can also do this with PowerPoint as well. The same ability to convert documents from different formats into PDF is available in all of these different environments. Within these environments, it's not just the ability to perform Acrobat actions on documents to combine, organize, or convert documents to PDF. We also have electronic signature capabilities within all of these environments as well. So again, I'm in SharePoint and I've got a Word document right here, and I can drop down this menu and click to send out for signature directly from SharePoint right here without having to open up a separate application for Acrobat Sign. So that's a quick rundown of all of the different opportunities to apply Acrobat tools and perform different document actions on documents within a number of different applications within the Microsoft Office suite. So hopefully, Tulika, that helps you see how easy it is to use Acrobat throughout the full suite of tools in the Microsoft environment.
Thanks, Calvin. That was definitely a great refresher of not only the availability of Acrobat in Microsoft apps, but also the added advantages of using it as part of these integrations. Calvin, here are some questions that we get asked frequently. Could you share how to use the OCR feature as I scan a lot of documents before uploading to SharePoint?
Definitely. The question of working with documents in bulk is a really great one. Sometimes we get to points where there are too many documents to deal with for individuals working with end user tools. So we have great automation services. The Adobe PDF Services API enables you to process documents in bulk and OCR those documents. So as you're scanning and uploading documents to SharePoint, you could also use Microsoft Power Automate to build a flow that looks at every new scanned document and sends that to the Adobe PDF Services API to OCR the document and return it to its storage point in SharePoint. So that document is now text is now searchable on that document.
Do these integrations work with Acrobat Sign?
Yes, these integrations do work with Acrobat Sign. You can send documents for signature from Teams, from SharePoint, from Word, even from Outlook as well.
Great. Another question that we get asked frequently. What are the main differences between Acrobat Sign and DocuSign?
That is a great question and one that we hear quite a lot. And so what I would say is that, contracts and agreements are really important, right? But contracts and agreements are really just one subset of the types of documents that every individual and every organization works with. So it's important to have tools that address your ability to manage and execute contracts and agreements. But what you have with the Adobe Document Cloud and Acrobat is really the ability to work with all the imaginable types of documents that your organization may ever encounter, where DocuSign really is more honed in specifically on agreements and contracts.
Great. Thank you, Calvin. With that, it is time to bring it all together. We learned how we can collaborate seamlessly without leaving teams. We then learned how to use the native capability in Acrobat Pro and Standard to read or edit sensitivity labels to ensure security and compliance at your organization. We then learned more on how we can stay in the flow and continue work without context switching, whether it is OneDrive, Excel, or SharePoint. And finally, Calvin is now going to show us how we can combine everything we learned through a simple everyday workflow. So over to you, Calvin.
Thank you, Tulika. All right, so we've covered in depth collaboration tools, document security, as well as productivity. And what I wanted to do is bring this all together in kind of a real world example so you can see how all of these components work together in a common kind of day-to-day document lifecycle journey. So what we're going to look at is the process of taking a contract, updating a draft, sharing that out for review, and once they have sign off on that new contract, then working to send that out to an actual customer as part of a sales proposal where we will look to collect a signature and complete a deal with our client. All right, so I'm going to start within Word. I've been working on updating the standard NDA that we share with our customers. So all of my drafting, all of my copy, I've been editing in Word. And now I want to convert this to a PDF to share with my team for review. So we're going to go ahead now and convert the document to PDF. All right, we'll go ahead and save that. New copy. All right, so we now have a PDF copy of our NDA. I've protected it with a Microsoft sensitivity label. This is an internal document with the internal use controls applied on the document. And now I can open up Teams to share this out with my colleagues for review to make sure that we've got all the right components and all the right language within the document. So let's open up Teams. Let's come into my chat. I'm going to start a new conversation. I'm going to click on Acrobat within my Teams app. I'm going to select my NDA. Hey team, please view this NDA. And then I'm going to go ahead and share that out. So my colleagues now will go through the process of receiving this new notification, opening the document from right within their team's chat, and going ahead and starting to add their notes on the document. We're going to strike some text that's unnecessary. We're going to add some comments. Please update with the latest boilerplate. And we'll go ahead and select this section. We'll add a comment. Let's remove this. Okay. And now my review of the document is complete. We'll again pop back over to Megan, who shared that document out. She can track all of the updates, all of the feedback coming in on that document. She can open up to see the comments that have been made on the document. That's great. She'll review through these, make the updated changes to the document until it's then ready to share. And once that's ready to share, this will then become an important component of the sales document packages that we send out for clients to sign. So we'll close that up. We'll hop back into Teams, and Megan has just received a request from a sales manager on the team asking to package up a proposal for an important client. Now, we want to send an NDA, and we want to send a statement of work to be signed off, but we also want to include additional materials like recent presentations that we've shared with the customer. So we have kind of a document bundle that we're sending over to the client to share. So those are the instructions. Let's send the NDA. Let's send recent presentations. Let's send a statement of work that's ready to be signed. Now, these are all different documents. They're all distinct documents, but they're available within one of Megan's folders on Teams. So we see, here's our recent PowerPoint presentation. Here's our statement of work agreement. And here's the NDA that we were just working on with our colleague, Alan. So we're going to click these documents. We're going to select Document Cloud and click to combine these documents to build that document bundle that we were discussing. Okay, so we've got the NDA first, we've got the PowerPoint presentation, and then we've got the statement of work. I actually want the statement of work to come before the PowerPoint presentation, and both the NDA and the statement of work are in portrait orientation right now. Our PowerPoint is landscape. So I'm going to open that up, and I want to rotate each of these pages so they follow the format of the other pages within our document. And I actually want to delete this chart. I don't think it's necessary for my document bundle. So I'm going to delete that individual slide from the PowerPoint presentation. After reordering these documents, rotating the pages, I'm now ready to combine this document package. I'm going to give it a name. Sales proposal. We're going to combine those documents. And now we have a new sales proposal consisting of the NDA, as well as our statement of work, and now a PowerPoint presentation. All right, so now I'm ready to send this out for signature. So I'm going to hop back into Teams, where I now see this updated sales proposal PDF that we've just created. I'm ready to send that out for signature. So I don't have to go anywhere else. I can just click right here on this document and go ahead and send that out for signature using Adobe Acrobat Sign. So that's it. We've gone through a complex multi-stage process of editing documents, combining documents, readying those to send out for customer. Throughout the process, it's been very collaborative. I've been working with a number of my different colleagues, and I've accomplished all of this from the Microsoft environment. I've worked within Word, I've worked within Teams. I could access those documents from SharePoint, but all of these document actions, including the ability to send for signature and track that agreement once it's been sent out for signature, can all be completed directly within Teams. So there you go, real world application of how you can bring together all of the components of the document journey that we've taken you on today.
Thanks, Calvin. Thanks for taking the time to do all these demos for us. Let's get into the questions. Do these Acrobat Microsoft integrations also work with Microsoft Edge browser?
They do work within the Edge browser. So Acrobat PDF technology is natively embedded within Microsoft Edge. So this gives users the strong PDF experience from Acrobat that they're all accustomed to. And with Acrobat Pro and Standard, you also have access to additional PDF tools from within the Edge app.
Adobe stands for Creativity for All. And as some of you might know already, we have Adobe Express as our newest product. The question we have here is, does this integrate with Adobe Express?
Yes, it does. So we do have an Adobe Express application for Teams. So you can take your creations and share those directly within Teams to receive feedback from your customers. And we also have incorporated PDF editing tools within Express as well. So you can organize and edit pages using Acrobat functionality within Adobe Express.
Thanks, Calvin. We deal with over 750 contracts each year that require saving in SharePoint. What options are there for automating in bulk?
Yep. So this is really easy. Within Acrobat Sign, you have the ability to set default storage locations within SharePoint out for all of your agreements. So every agreement that's completed, you can set it to automatically store within SharePoint. But if you would like to be more precise and select specific types of documents and route those to distinct folders within SharePoint, there are a number of ways that you can accomplish this using Acrobat Sign connectors within Microsoft Power Automate.
And the last question I have is, we use Google at our organization. Does Acrobat integrate with Google?
Yes, it does. We have an Acrobat extension for Google Chrome and for Google Drive. So within Google Drive, you can easily edit, annotate, review, combine, or convert files into PDF. And this is very easily installed within your Google environment.
Thank you again, Calvin. Today, we learned how to get more value from your existing Acrobat and Microsoft investments. Low-fidelity PDFs are inconsistent, unreliable, and could pose security or compliance risks because these are produced with low-cost PDF applications. As inventors and pioneers of the PDF format, Adobe ensures the highest fidelity experience. Acrobat can help boost productivity and drive collaboration across the organization while improving the employee experience, eliminating manual workflows, and helping ensure compliance where the work gets done throughout integrations, apps, and add-ins across the Microsoft ecosystem. And Adobe is for all. We want to empower everyone with the best document experience wherever they are. We've covered a lot of material during our discussion and demos today. If we didn't get a chance to answer your question, please click on the Learn More icon in the console, and an Adobe team member will be in touch. Our team members are a great resource whether you've got a question about a particular feature, a use case, or a subscription plan. Lastly, you'll find links to tutorials, user guides, and other helpful resources related to our webinar on the Resources widget. feel free to click through to visit and continue learning about today's topic. And lastly, thank you to our wonderful audience for listening in today. And thank you, Calvin, for sharing the wealth of information on Acrobat and Microsoft integrations with us.
Look forward to continuing to discuss this material with everybody out there.
Thanks again, Calvin. And thank you, our audience, for engaging with us and spending your time with us.